This is Bhuvana. What is this field?
Ma'am, your voice is breaking. Hello, ma'am. Can you hear me? Your voice is breaking, ma'am.
What about now? Okay. Can you hear me now? Can't hear me. This is nothing. Planning.
Ma'am, your voice is breaking. Could you please check your network? Ma'am, you are not audible at all. Could you please check your network once?
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. But your voice is breaking in between.
to this beautiful session on C programming language. So I am here today in this same evening to start off with C session. I was about to start at 7 o'clock, so I wanted everybody to join. So I was
Sorry
just
to say
thinking
your voice is still interrupting and too slow.
okay. So starting with this beautiful session, C language.
We are unable to hear you clearly still till now. Could you please check your connection?
I have checked my connection. It is
No, but
working,
your
dear.
voice is
It is
not still
working.
clear now.
So yeah, yeah, fine. So I was talking about this programming language. What is this programming language? A language, is where the computer uses this language for communication. So using this programming language, you are going to have, you are going to communicate with our computer system. So that is what we call it as. It is a programming language. So what is the definition of programming language? Programming language is a language which is used to communicate with our computer system, right? So using this language, we are going to communicate with our computer. So C is one such programming language. So using this language, we are going to communicate with a computer, performing some programs, giving some instructions through programs. So what are these programs are? Program is nothing but. So what are these programs? So what do you mean by program? Program is nothing but it is a set of instructions. A set of instructions given to the computer. It is a set of instructions given to the computer to perform some task. To perform some task. We call it as can you all see this screen? Yeah. So using using the program, we are going to perform some operations or some task. So that is what we call it as program is. So what is the definition of program? It is very simple. It is a set of instructions given to the computer to perform some task. We call it as program. So for example, when you go to go outside to attend some program, so you are given an instruction to follow some instruction there to achieve the program, right? So whatever the instruction is given to you, you will have to follow that. So that one we call that. Instruction given to you. So we call it as okay. Let's start. Okay, dear. Okay. Audible, no? Okay, dear. So this over the definition of program is it is a set of instructions given to the computer to perform some task. We call it as program. So what is the programming language I said you? It is a language which is used to communicate with the computer. We call it as programming language, right? So next thing, what are all the examples for programming languages? We have C language, we have C++, okay, we have Java, we have Python, so etc. These are all called the programming languages. Are you getting my point? This is very clear. So these are all called programming languages. Okay. So these are all the examples for programming languages. So if someone is asking you what is programming language, you should be very clear. It is a language used to communicate with the computer. There is, for example, when you are talking to your friend, what you will do? You will have to have a language to talk to that person, right? So whenever if you want to talk to your friend, you should have the language called a language, right? Whether you communicate in Tamil, English, Kannada, whatever it is, so you should have that media called language. Through that language, you are going to communicate. For example, English. So, for example, Tamil, Telugu, like that. So here in computer terms, we call it as programming language. Programming language is nothing but, it is a language used to communicate to the computer. We call it as programming language. So what are all the examples for programming language? It is C, C++, Java, and many more. These are all called programming language. So then, why you have to learn C language? So in IT market, whenever you are going outside, whenever you are going to search a job, so C plays an important role. Okay, why is that you have to learn only C? C is a wonderful language. So whenever you wanted to learn a programming language, C acts as a basic foundation language. So when you learn C language, it is easier to learn other programming languages. That is the reason you have to learn C language. So as the name says, C is a mother of all languages, right? C is a mother of all programming languages. I'll just put it in the next line. C is called as a mother of all programming languages. Okay, so this why it is called a mother of all programming languages? Because this is the first language. If you learn this, you can learn all programming languages very easily. That is the reason C is called a mother of all programming languages. Understood? So then, next, we are learning about what do we call it as? Why we are learning CM? Then, because it is a mother of all programming languages. When you learn C, it is very easy to learn C++. And when you learn C++, if you learn one programming language, that is C, you can easily learn Java also. You can learn many other programming languages which are available in IT market. So it is very easy to learn many more languages. Once you learn C. Okay, once you are thorough with this programming concept, you can learn many more languages. That is why C is called as a mother of all programming languages. So now, how this C came? So we are talking about history or evolution of C language. History or evolution of C language. What do you mean by this? Like in the sense, who developed C language? Who is the founder of C language? And how did it evolve? So all this we are going to learn under this topic. The first thing is C was developed by a person called Jdbc. Please observe the spelling. C was developed by Jdbc, and C is a, as I said you, it is the mother of all languages. C is the mother of all programming languages. C is simple language. It is a simpler and easier programming language to learn. Okay. The next point is why we have to learn C is, and why C is called a robust language. Okay. What do you mean by robust? Robust in the sense it is fast. It is fast in the sense, robust in the sense, once you write a code, it is easy to learn the code, it is easy to compile, it is easy to, run and get the output. So it is that way easier. So that is why it is called robust language. So, there will be no disturbance at all whenever you are learning C concept. Okay. So then why? So what are all you can learn, using C, what all you can do it? Why you have to learn C? Why not other languages? See, let's take a special care on concept that I'm explaining you now. It is very, very important. So why you have to learn C is, when you are opening your computer system, you can see something called operating system. What is that? Operating system. What is it called? It is called operating system. So what do you mean by this operating system? Operating system is nothing but this acts as a intermediate between me, user, and the computer system. Using this operating system, you cannot run or you cannot store or you cannot do anything with your computer system. So that way, this operating system is very, very important. Understood? So using this C language, we can develop our, all these operating systems like Windows, Linux, Mac, all developed using C language. So all these operating systems like all these operating systems are developed using C language. So that is why C is very important, and that is why when all operating systems using C, it has been developed using C programming language. So that is why we use C in the market. Are you getting? So it is very good and amazing concept. Please let us have few more concepts to learn for today. I am talking about C features. So there are different other concepts that you can learn, but only thing. So before we could learn about the C features, we have something called in depth. We are going to learn what is this programming language. What are its types? Okay. So what are the types of programming languages? Generally, you have English, Tamil, Telugu, Kannada, Hindi, and Arabic, and many more. But in computer terms, when you say programming language type, means what? The types are many. So first thing is you have is first thing is you have high level language. Next thing is low level language. Third one is you can say it is middle level. So now I'll make this font little bit less. Can you all see? Okay, it is visible for you. Not big, not so small, right? It's very good actually. Okay, so what are the types of programming languages? We have first one is high level language, the next one is low level language, and the third one is middle level language. So these are all are called the types of programming languages. So what is this high level language? High level language in the sense the language uses English terms. Okay, so it is called high level language. What is this low level language? It uses assembly code. It uses assembly code. Assembly codes in the sense this is very complicated. You cannot understand at all. Users cannot understand this. They cannot get what is this assembly code at all. So that one we call it as assembly code, and that comes under low level language. So in depth we are going to learn what is this assembly code and where it is applied, and with translator. There is something called translator. Translator is nothing but this translate. Actually, before learning more on other concepts in C language, very basic things you have to learn is all these concepts. First comes compiler, next comes assembler, okay, next comes so all these are all the concepts you will have to learn before you could start off with a language. So what is this compiler, what is this assembler, and what is this later? What is this translator? First of all, we learn what is this translator is. Translator. What is this translator? See, before you could learn all more concepts in C language, these are all the basic topics you have to learn. Then only you will come to know and you will understand the other topics in C language. So what are this translator? Translator is nothing but it is a software program which is used to translate programs from high level to machine level. So what is the software program? So what is this translator is the software program which is used to translate programs from high level to
voice is not clear, ma'am.
So there are different types of translators we generally going to discuss.
Hello, ma'am. Voice is not coming clear, ma'am. It is breaking, ma'am.
Not here. No one can hear.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello,
So
ma'am.
I was talking about
voice is not coming clear,
Ma'am,
ma'am.
your voice is breaking and we can hear you clearly, and your voice is too slow.
okay. What about now? You can hear me?
Yeah, ma'am. Your voice is breaking, ma'am.
Voice is not clear, ma'am.
It is coming from like very far, like that. It is coming.
Yeah, it's very slow and not clear. You are writing, we can understand only that thing. What are you are saying? We cannot understand.
Fine, fine. Yeah, dear one. Don't worry. Maybe because of this weather problem, something network goes low. Sometimes you will hear as though
Shall
someone
we
is talking
join
with a
from
lot.
Zoom link? It would work.
Okay, I was talking to you about this compiler, assembler, and linter. What is this compiler?
Sorry?
Compiler.
So could you please write on the chat box? We can't hear you.
Can't hear me?
I'm saying that can we join from a Zoom link? That would be better. It would work in low network also.
What you said is right. But we do one thing. Can you have this? I will talk to. You can have this in Google Meet also. Why will be too big, right?
Sorry, ma'am. What are you saying? We can't understand. Your voice is not clear. Could you please write it?
What about others?
Could you please write it on that Microsoft Word document? So
Don't worry, dear one. Don't worry. I'll come
Please
to your
take the
problem.
class in Zoom app, madam, from tomorrow onwards.
Okay. Don't worry. I'll do one thing. We have two
That was
options.
too good.
One you can do. One second. Let me talk. I understand your problem. I followed and I am looking for your problem. Don't worry. We will resolve it. Okay? Please not worry about it. You will have a clarity, have a good class also. Okay?
Okay.
Alright.
Yes, okay. Thank you, ma'am.
We can have the regular classes on these two types of ability. Okay? Don't worry about it.
Still, your voice is
Okay?
trucking, ma'am.
yeah, ma'am. We're still unable to understand what are you saying.
I was into Zoom call. I was into Google Meet. I have taken
Could
many
you please
classes. I have
write
taken
it in Microsoft
Write
document?
on the write on the
one
document, ma'am.
a chance to talk to you so that you can talk to you. Sorry to interrupt. Yeah. See, I have taken many classes in Zoom. I have taken many classes in Google Meet. Okay? There was no disturbances at all. Maybe this is my go-to training for the first time. I don't know. The voice is not clear. You are saying there are so many complaints here. Okay? Please not worry about it. All regular classes, you can have a good session ahead. Okay? Yes?
Ma'am,
So
your
what is
voice
this
is
program?
still breaking. But we say yes or no.
Voice is taking in the sense I have a clear voice here. I have taken my voice. Maybe because of
Because
network
we
load.
can hear other students' voice clearly when they are telling something, but your voice is completely breaking or blurred voice.
Okay? You will resolve. Don't worry. Okay? Yes? Next class you will not be having this problem.
And actually, this is the first time this link is used, and your voice is clear, but sometimes it is getting stuck, ma'am. That's the reason. Your voice is sometimes clear, and it is sometimes getting stuck.
Okay.
Yes, some sounds all came from you, madam.
And it seems to be you are speaking from very far away, at least 10 to 20 meters away from the system.
So you cannot hear, not even next, cannot hear. I'm talking
No,
about the
ma'am.
compiler now. Oh,
Well, actually, you are explaining very well, but we can understand only what you are writing in the chat box or Microsoft document. But what are you saying? We are unable to understand that.
what is
Ma'am,
there are
because of the
complete
voice.
for me, this is first time I'm getting so many complaints on both. But others I have trained up microboss employees also. I have trained up many students, many software developers on Zoom and Google. Like that. I told you in software program which converts one language. For example,
Take the class.
Actually, your voice is there is too much background sound and you are not audible at all.
Okay, take the class, ma'am.
okay, what about now? I understand that I should have a good voice quality. Someone is saying like
Oh,
that. But maybe because of network issues. See, when I have a network bandwidth is so high, you can hear voice. Otherwise, it is doing breaking
Ma'am,
voice.
from tomorrow, can we do that class on Zoom link?
And talk about that is
From
not an issue.
tomorrow onwards.
Yeah, we can do it. We can do it. Don't worry. Okay, we'll have session. This
okay.
session. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, now take the class, ma'am. More 10 minutes to go.
Okay. So it is not, maybe it is of app issue only. Mic is good. Laptop is new one year. I have new laptop.
Okay, ma'am.
It's a new laptop, and I have 18 connection internet. Everything is new.
I think there is something network issue, ma'am.
What is this? Because you can see if I show my laptop also it is
But
new one.
there
Everything is
would be
new.
network issue. There is some issue in this speaker, I think, because there is too much background sound is there, and
Fine then.
because all others
Okay, we
are
will.
speaking, their voice is clear and loud, and
Yes,
your
yes.
voice is too slow.
Yes, ma'am.
Computer is too low. Basically.
Ma'am,
Sometimes.
now continue the class, ma'am.
So compiler, please, if you have any problem, you can write it in chat box. Please don't interrupt every time that ma'am, I have this issue. All 1 hour I have to give you this issue. Okay? We will resolve. We will see to that we will resolve your problem. Don't worry about it. Okay, what is the compiler? See, in translator, there
It
are
is a
three types.
translation.
One is compiler, the other one is assembler, third one is interpreter. We call it as interpreter. Okay? Interpreter. Okay? So what is this compiler? It is a translator program. It is a translator program which compiles our source language. What do you mean by source language? Source language is nothing but what? The language that what user writes. The language, the programming language, what I write. We call it as source language. And the language Once the source language, once I write my own program, okay, then what the computer does, what the compiler does, it will translate, it will start the compile. It will start the compile and it will submit it to the computer system internally, and it will start compiling everything, whatever I have given as a program, and it will give the object code. The output we call it as object code. Are you getting? So that one we call it as object code. So our compiler duty is it will convert the source language, it will compile our source language and use the output. Okay. So that is called compiler. Then next, what is this? Assembler. Assembler is nothing but it is a translator program with using, it is a translator program which uses assembly code, the codes whatever we are writing, and so assembler is nothing but it is a translator program which uses assembly code for its process of execution of program. Okay. So next, what is this interpreter? This is also a type of translator. So interpreter is nothing but it is a this it is a translator program which executes it is a translator program so interpreter is what? It is a translator program which executes the program line by line. Okay. So that is called interpreter. So what is compiler? Here in C language, we are going to use C uses compiler for its execution of program. Okay. So what do you mean by execution? Now here we are going to discuss what is this execution. Execution is nothing but in computer science we call execution as to make program to work and process and give the output. We call it as execution. Okay. So to make our program to run and to make that program to give output, that process we call it as execution. So our C programming languages uses compiler for execution of program. To get the output, we are going to use compiler to compile the program and we are going to get the output. Okay. So next one. We are talking about C features. So any languages when we are talking about, we are going to use it, the features. You should know about the features of why you have to learn that C language. that particular language. Actually, it is a middle level language. What is the C? C is a middle level language. Next point is it is a robot language. It is robot, and it is called mother of all languages. And C is easier and simpler language. Okay. And next thing is, so these are all the features. So using this feature, you see, what is the C? C is a middle level language. It is called middle level language. It is neither not low level language. It is neither not high level language. It is a middle level. Okay. It is called middle level. It comes middle with. Okay. That is why we call it as it is a middle level language. Then why it is called robust? Robust in the sense it is easy to learn. Okay. And you can quickly and you can develop your own C program and submit, and you can compile and you can get the output. What do you mean by compile? Once you write a program, once you write a C program, you are going to compile it. Compile in the sense you are going to load that program, whatever you have written it, to execute and get the output. Okay, input, you are going to write a program. Output, you are going to get other set of instructions. We call it as machine code. I told you here, right? Here I told you it compiles our source language to machine language. So when we are saying what this machine language, machine can understand, our computer machine can understand only one language. What is that one language called? It is called machine language. What is that machine language? What is that language called? It is called computer can understand. Computer can understand only one language. One language called what? Machine language. Okay. So our computer machine can understand only one language called machine language. So once we write high level language, or we can write middle level language like C language, whether we can write high level language called Java, or whatever language we write and give it to our computer system, what it does, it will start to compile, it will start to execute the program, and it will give, that code, whatever we have written, it will take it and convert into the translator, and the machine will keep it there in its memory. And then it will start to compile, execute, and give the output. So that process we call it as translation, and that whatever process we use it to compile, to run, and get the output, we call it as execution. Understanding it? It is very easy when you concentrate. If you give a special attention, then you can really understand the concept very well. If you have any doubts or clarifications, you can make it once after all session is going to complete. Give it up in the chat box. Okay. Next, we were talking about the style of writing C program. See, all programming languages use a format to write a program. All programming languages use its own style of writing this program. That one we call it as, that one we call it as syntax. What is it? Syntax. Syntax is nothing but a style of writing program. We call it as syntax. Now here in C language, what is the syntax of writing program? What is the C syntax here? C syntax. C syntax. This is C syntax. C syntax is, so C uses its own style of writing program. Okay. What is the style? That style we call it as, in computer terms, as syntax. Okay. What is the syntax? Syntax is easy. Okay. First comes hash include stdio.h void means next thing. Exploration A, B, filter. Okay. So we can use here filter. So what is the syntax here? It is very easy. First comes hash include stdio.h followed by void main, next followed by int a comma b, and then the input output statement. This printf we call it as output statement, and the scanner we call it as input statement. So all this in here we can learn in our upcoming session. But for today, it is a very basic preliminary class today. So you will have to learn all basic concepts. It is quite necessary for your upcoming session of learning. Okay. So int a comma b. So first comes what I said is hash include. What is this hash include? Hash include we call it as, it is a preprocessor directive. It is called as a preprocessor directive. And then what is this stdio.h? Stdio.h. It comes in angular brackets. We call it as, everything is in small letter. Okay. We call it as, it is a header file used to include all its input, output. Okay. The next thing is void. What do you mean by void? Void is nothing but, it is a void is a data type. Void is nothing but a data type with written No value. No value is written using point data type. So next, what is this? This is the format that you have to follow whenever you are writing in program. First comes hash include stdio.h. Next is void main. Next plus bracket. Next is int a comma b. What is this int? Int is nothing but integer. A is called variable. Now, before we learn about what is this, so we'll learn what is this data type are in C. So what do you mean by data type definition? Data types are nothing but data type says what type of value, that it can store. So we have different types of data types. First one is predefined data type. Second one is basic data type. Next one is derived data type. Third one is enumerated data type. So there are three data types in C language is classified into three types. The first one is, let me put this here. So what are data types? Data types are nothing but what type of data type that a variable can store. Next thing we learn what is variable key. Okay. So what is the different types of data types we have it in C? We have data types are classified into three types. First one is predefined data type. The next one is derived data type. Third one is enumeration data type. Okay. These three types of data types is very important in interviews also. If someone will ask you generally, what are all the different types of data types you have to see? You have to say there are three types of data types classified in C language. First comes is the predefined data type. Next one is derived data type, and the third one is enumeration data type. So what are all the different predefined data types? Int, float, double, character, like that. Okay, what are all derived data types? We have array, enumeration data type, we have enum. So these are all the different types of data types we have it. First is the predefined data type. So what are all the what are all the predefined data types in C? We have integer, we have float, we have double, and we have character. And what are the derived data types? We have array. And what is this enumeration data type? Enumeration data type in the sense the data type which uses enum. Okay. Using this schema, we can declare our own data type. So next thing, we learn about variables. What are variables? A variable, generally, what is this variable is? In general, we call it as the value with change. A variable in the sense, in English, in computer terms, we call it as variable as definition is. I am talking about definition. A variable is nothing but value which is varying or changing. We call it as okay. So what are variable is? Variable is nothing but a value which keeps varying, which keeps on changing. We call it as variable. For example, here you can see in the syntax. Okay, I was talking to you about this, right? So here you can see in the syntax integer. What is this int? Int is nothing but a data type, right? So what is this a? A is a variable. What is this variable? Variable is nothing but a value which keeps on changing. Okay, B is also called a variable. So like that. So you should know the general meaning and also what actually the definition comes. Okay. So I think you have spoken all these concepts today, right from the evolution of C language. Firstly, we spoke about computer definition. Computer means what? What is computer? A machine which takes input, okay, stores and gives out output. We call it as computer. It is generally you have to give the meaning of it. That's it. You don't worry about all that definition. Okay. Next, what is this programming language? Language is used to for communicating with the computer. We call it as programming language. So next is what is this program? What is this program? Program is nothing but it is a set of instructions given to the computer to perform some task, to make and to give some work to be done by our computer. We are going to give some set of instructions. So that one we call it as a program. Okay. Then what are all the different types of programming languages we have? We have C language, we have C++ language, we have Java, and many more. All these are also programming languages. Using this language, we are going to write our own set of instructions to our computer, and we are going to get the output. Okay. So then, what is this? Why C only is used in market? Why we have to learn only C? C is because it is a mother of all languages. Once you learn C, it is very easier to learn all other languages like C++, Java, and many more languages. So basic foundation is that you have to learn C languages. If you want to learn Java, it's better to learn C and then C++ and then Java. Learning directly Java will also be like, somewhere sometime you will stop. You will stop with the talk. So don't do that. C is called a mother of all languages. What is the history or evolution of C language? So who developed it? It was developed by a person called Dennis Ritchie. Dennis Ritchie is a developer of our C language. Then, what are all these features? Why we have to learn C? C is simpler language. It is easier programming language to learn, and it is called a robust language. And C is using C language. We have developed many operating systems like Windows, Linux, Mac, and all are developed using C languages. That is why today we are learning C language. So Windows also is being developed by C language. So Linux is also developed by C language. That's why we are learning C. So what are all the types of programming languages we have learned today? One is high level, the other one is low level, other one is middle level language. Then what is C then? C is a middle level language. Then what is this translator? We have learned about translator. We have compiler, we have assembler, we have interpreter. Then what C uses once we write a program, that program, what we call it as? We call it as it is a source language or source code. So it uses compiler for its execution of program. Computer can understand only one language. What is that for? It is for basic language. So next thing we have learned is about C features. It is called a middle level language. It is a robust language and it is called a mother of all language. And it is easy and it is a simple language to learn, and all programming languages usually use its own style of writing programming. We call it as syntax. Okay? Using this syntax, we are going to write our own programming language. Okay? That's all for today. We have learned many more concepts on C, how we allow ever. Next session, we will talk more about C languages. Okay, if you are attending the classes, the problems and the other things will be resolved. So if you very more, okay, just learn a lot more on C languages and okay.
Your voice is completely not audible. It is breaking in between all the time during this session.
We'll have session tomorrow and we will not have any problem like this. Okay?
Yeah, please, you can speak to our coordinator and please give a solution for that. No?
We will resolve it, don't worry. Okay?
Actually, when you are
You can keep
speaking,
learning.
I'm unable to listen now.
Okay? For this is clear. It is because of the network. Okay? Sorry about it. We will
Madam,
not
what is
have
the
this
meaning of robust language, ma'am? Write on the document.
anymore. You are saying the same thing. I am saying now we will not be having any more problem. We do not worry about it. We are there to resolve. Okay?
Ma'am, what is the meaning of robust language?
See, robust in the sense, for example,
Write on the
you write
document, ma'am.
your own program. Okay? You write your own program. Whatever you suppose, for example, addition of two numbers like that. So
Ma'am,
what
she
is this?
means she is unable to hear you. So please write down on the Word document about robust language.
Yes, yes, exactly.
Robust, once you write a program, you will start to execute. Means to say you will start to run. You will start to run your program. You start to run your program. That quick process of writing program and executing using compiler. So C provides its own feature called robust. Means once you write a program, you will start and execute and get the output there only. Okay?
Okay, ma'am. Got it, ma'am.
In that strong. Robust means strong. So C is one such strong robust language. In computer terms, we call it as robust. Okay, strong. Robust means strong. Once you write a program, it is treated in a memory, it will start to compile and give the output very quickly. So that one we call it as robust. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Understood?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
state your name. What is your name?
My name is Maheshwari, ma'am.
Very good, Maheshwari. I appreciate your straightforwardness that you have been saying me, and we can't hear. All others were quiet. Anyway, thanks for attending this session, and I thank everyone who joined the classes and giving your precious time to attend the classes. This is a class, and this is a language that will mark up your career, and it will give you a bright future also. Because you have got a mentor who can train you very, very. He can give you one slot revision also sometimes when you need it. Okay. And completion of course will be. And I will be training you in a very good level that you can understand it better, and learn, and so be the best programmer. Okay, guys. Thanks for attending this session, and thank you so much for a session so beautiful and happening. I wish you all success for your in learning. Good luck, and we will start in our upcoming still more concepts. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.